In this video here, I will show how to set up and interpret calculations of excited states in Jaguar. So I will illustrate it on a calculation of formaldehyde. So I start by building formaldehyde. I choose this representation here, which I like better, and under workspace I create an entry called formaldehyde. The first thing we do is, as always, to perform a geometry optimization. I choose Jaguar optimization. I choose a small flexible basis set. Under theory I use DFT, so I just press run. The calculation starts, and in a few seconds it should return the optimized ground state geometry for me. Here it is. So this is the ground state. Now I want to calculate the excited states. The way I do this is through applications, Jaguar, and now I choose single point energy. Again, I choose a basis set which is small but flexible. And the difference is now under the theory tab. Now here I choose excited states. I choose the Tamm-Danckorf approximation, which is roughly equivalent to cis. And then I need to indicate the number of excited states I want to calculate. Let's just say that in this case I want to do 5 excited state calculations. So I press run. The calculation takes just a few seconds. In this case here, it's done now. I go here to the output file, choose the calculation that I have just performed, and now I inspect here the output file. So now I am at the bottom of the output file, and if I scroll a bit back, then at some point here I get to the singlet excited state number 1. I can see that I have here calculated the excitation energy for this state to be 4.1 eV, which is equivalent to 302 nanometers. Also I can see that the transition dipole moment for this state here virtually is 0, meaning that the oscillator strength is also 0. So this is in fact a dipole forbidden excited state that I have calculated. The nature of the excited state is visible through the information under the excitation and the X coefficient information up here. Now in formaldehyde I have 16 electrons, so it means that orbital number 8 is my HOMO orbital and orbital number 9 is my LUMO orbital. So from the information down here I can see that this first, or this lowest excited state, consists of a single Slater determinant, which consists of a promotion of the HOMO, of an electron in the HOMO orbital, orbital number 8, to the LUMO orbital, that is orbital number 9. I can see here that the weight of this determinant is almost 1, so this is actually the only Slater determinant that enters into the expression for the excited state. For the second excited state this is similar, but here I have replaced the HOMO orbital in the expression for the excited state wave function by the LUMO plus 1 orbital. Let me see if I can find something which is a bit more complicated. Here for the excited state number 4 in this case, here I can see that this state is actually a linear combination of 3 determinants, 3 Slater determinants. One of them consists of a promotion of an electron in orbital number 5 to orbital number 11. One consists of a term which is a Slater determinant promoting an electron from orbital number 7 to orbital number 9. And the third contribution is a Slater determinant which consists of a promotion of an electron from orbital number 8 to orbital number 11. Now the numbers out here tells me the weight of these different Slater determinants in the expression for the excited state wave function. In fact, it is the square value of this number here which tells me what is the weight of the orbital 5 to 11 promotion of this Slater determinant weight here in the excited state. So this is how to interpret the output file here from such an excited state calculation here. Now I can visualize the spectrum going here to the application, choosing Jaguar, and now choosing plot spectra. If I do this, and I can now choose the UV-Vis spectrum here, I need to plot the spectra from a calculation. I take the last calculation which I did, and then I choose the UVU singlet spectrum up here, and here I have the spectrum. So in this case here for formaldehyde, the spectrum is dominated by, well, a single peak here in the spectrum. Now for the lowest excited state of formaldehyde here, we saw that this was a promotion from the HOMO orbital to the LUMO orbital. It was virtually the only term that entered into the expression for the excited state. Let us try to visualize those orbitals in order to see the difference in the orbitals between the ground state and the excited state. So I can do this by making again a single point energy calculation. Again I choose the same basis set as before. Here under theory I now choose not excited state but simply DFT for the ground state, and under properties I now choose the surfaces and molecular orbitals. And in this case I'm interested in only the HOMO orbital and the LUMO orbital, so I don't have to do anything more. So I run the calculation here. It takes a few seconds now, and what I get back here is now the visualization of the orbitals. Let me go here to the table. I can click on the surface tab here, and I can see that what is visualized here is actually the HOMO orbital. Let me try here to zoom a bit into this HOMO orbital. And by doing this I can see that effectively this HOMO orbital is actually a lone pair orbital here on the carbonyl oxygen in formaldehyde. In the same way I can inspect the LUMO orbital. Let me try again to zoom a bit more into this, and I can see that this is actually a pi orbital. This is an anti-bonding pi orbital, so this is a pi star orbital, meaning that this lowest excited state in formaldehyde is attributed to a N to pi star transition. So by performing calculations similar to the ones that we have here, we can calculate the excitation energies, that is the excited states for our molecules, and we can also, by visualizing the orbitals that are active in this transition, get an idea about how the electrons actually redistribute up on this excitation here. I can also geometry optimize the excited state. The way I do this is through the applications. I choose again Jaguar. I choose now the optimization. Go here to the first tab, input. Here again, let me choose the small but flexible basis set 631G star. Under theory I have DFT. Now I need to optimize an excited state, so I push here excited state. I choose the Tamm-Danckorf approximation, and here I now need to choose which number of the excited state I am to optimize. If it is the lowest one, then it's a 1. The second lowest, this is a 2, and so on. So by constructing an input looking like this with a 1 here, by pushing run, now the program will actually optimize for me the lowest excited state in formaldehyde, which from the analysis before I now know I can attribute to a N to pi star electronic excitation process. So by this we can calculate excitation energies, we can calculate equilibrium geometries for both ground state and excited state, and by looking at energy differences between the excited state energy and the ground state energy, we can also predict the emission energy or the fluorescence energies for such processes.